This is everybody's day. This is everybody's day. I remember when I wrote jam, now my only jam, and we went to Loring. They used hand to copy our result, and they copied 173 over 400 to me. I said, me, 173. Who writes that kind of exam? So as I was going home, traveling back to Betty that day, I told the Lord, I said, you know you have failed me. I'll not serve you again. Thank God that he did not answer my prayer. Go and choose somebody else. Say you have failed me. And I studied for that jam like I didn't know how to pray. And I prayed for that jam like I was not studying at all. If you quoted any question in that jam pass question, see, except you scatter the question, it was not answered. Mommy will come in the midnight and say one more. She be question and answer. I know looking she like to say leave me. So I told them, I said, maybe they wrote it wrongly. We were many. Let me go after 2 weeks. So I went again. Say, God, this last time. So I got there and the guy just used biro to trace the error of the last person from my name to the name under my own. And he says 173. I've been here before now. So I started crying. He said, collect another jam form. Ha! So I would write an exam twice. It was like I felt that I was cursed. Say, repeat exam. Me. So that day they sent me to go and blend pepper. And I brand the post office. And I said, okay, I'm the son of so person. Do we have mails? They said they will check from me inside. Don't you have your key? I said, I came to blend pepper there. And they checked and they saw 2 jam slips. And each of the 2 jam slips was 240. When I saw it, I said, they thought this thing, why will I score 173? The highest score that year was 285. Between that, my 140, I think the next guy, the first 3, 285, 260 something, 259. So I was not too far from the top that year. I'm about 300 in jam now because of that negative marking. So I forgot the pepper. I did not take a bike. I just started running home. And as I entered the gate of the hospital, I was shouting, Mommy, Daddy, I told you that. When I went to write GC, people used to beg lecturers to sit beside me. If you didn't read at all, what's that guy from Nesto? So they will sit beside me. You will pass. Because I know that is O-level subject fact. It's people that don't know anything that used to cover like this. Yes, if you know it, because I know that maybe you are the one copying, and you can't start copying like this. You'll be doing like this. If they say solve 10 questions, I'll have finished solving 10. You are still copying 3. You can't still be as good as I am. My further maths, I solved to the end every question, and that's okay. How many marks there? 8. This one is 5. No, cancel 5. I solved 8. That's how I solved. So I said to myself, I know I cannot fail. I wish my confidence was Jesus. I just knew I was intelligent. But Jesus went beyond those events. You must have seen my childish heart, that you are not matured, because the matured can separate between the state of their hearts and the commitments they have made. Many of us are new. I have shared before what me and my friend ate in 200 level, because we had it pretty tough trying to move into a new place. Our landlords had given us a time to sign off, and there was something we're trying to sort at home, a machine that we incurred. So money was coming, but it was not in torrents. I bound myself to a precious friend of mine who was doing well until his dad was sacked from All States Bank. So it was my food that we were eating. And when food finished, you used to call home, you are blessed. That time, if you wrote a letter from Mina to home, it's during the holidays that your letter will arrive. So if you say I'm hungry, you wasted money to buy a stamp. Because it's you that will go and pick your letter after 3 months. That you will have died. So we bound ourselves to a certain woman who had a maize meal. What the woman used to do is shell maize, so that people who sell the pulp, they used to make a bow. That hard one around it is what we ate for a large part of a semester. If you soak that thing in water from morning till night, it becomes soft. You can make it into a paste. It will look like semovita. And then you look for somebody who has stew. It might be just stew or some kind of soup. This thing is still Elijah. Is it bad? No, that I've been warming it for 2 days. You see, 2 days okra used to be it used to be good. It will have started becoming sweet. Okay, you have not tried it before. May you not have reason to try it. But I'm saying, if you are trying it, you are not cursed. You are not cursed. That's what we ate. Sometimes me and Nathaniel will say, we're tired of eating this thing. If you are hungry during the day, there are many things you can do with it. You will not allow it to be soft. If we are gifted to have maybe sugar and milk, if somebody gives you 20 naira and you spend it without telling the other person, you are like a thief. So we'll get sugar and get milk and then boil water. You now mix it like Quaker oats. It will still be a little bit hard, but the boiled water will soften it a little. That's all that we need to pour into our stomach. It was in that process that I started my school of prayer, because my bunkmate was Pastor Elijah Abdumalik, and his prayer fire was high. He used to attract cooler ministry. Sisters brought prayer coolers to Uncle Fire. So Uncle Fire comes in the night, and there's a bar with vegetable, there's rice and beans, there's concussion rice. That was my own stay with the widow of Zarephath. You have to live by association, feed by association. So what we do is open our eyes. When it's opening the coolers, we say, man of God, you want to eat these 3 things. I know that this night, is this fufu he wants to eat? So you can warm this right in the morning. Okay. But this porridge, you will now climb down and quickly eat the porridge. Maybe till tomorrow night before you get food to eat. We didn't die. It was that time I started learning how to pray. Pray long in tongues. Pray long in tongues. Kukulon de tele no. Tuwani bawe. So I understand where many of us are. I'm not saying you have to be at that milestone before you advance. But if you are at that milestone, you are not cursed. There is a consciousness that whatever suffering we undergo now is nothing to be compared with the weight of glory that is going to be revealed in us. Because anything that crystallizes into the natural realm is temporal. Pain is temporal. That's why some people walk through it as though it's not there. We know even if you don't do anything to it, after a while it will go away. You keep your heart stayed on him. You are crying but you are serving. You are crying but you are worshiping. That's how we survived. That's how we survived. I remember final year project I sent to them twice from home to collect money. These are stories I've shared. My supervisor will say, submit chapter 1 and it must be typed 4 copies. You will cancel one, he has invalidated the other 3. And we're not printing for free. So go and correct chapter 1, bring it with chapter 2. It means you will do chapter 1 and 2, 4 copies printed. It cancels 1, corrects 1, the others are invalid. So I told my friend Nathaniel, we don't have hope. Let's not disturb our parents. There's anything we can do. I saw those buildings in FUT Mina a few days ago. They were just building them. So we bound ourselves to those who were building, because we didn't want to trouble our parents any further. I remember when we went there in the evening, they said, that the VC even said if students want to work, they should admit them. So they asked us, they said, what can you do? We say we are masons, we can arrange block. Because if you say, if I'm like this, imagine what I look like that time. So if I put that head pan on my head with cement, see, I will have become like this. So we said we can arrange block. Is it not to just stretch rope from that side and set it? Say we are masons. The following day we went there. He arranged that thing. The other laborer said, you better eat in the morning. Say no, we'll fast. Say eat. What were these guys eating was rice and vegetable oil with salt. Well, you better eat. We were like, no, they chop like this. I said, time. We have started working. I remember at about 1:01, we were on the afternoon thing. 2 of our sisters were walking past. Say Nathaniel. So we ran away. We were not paid for that day, and we didn't come back to that site. We now went to town, to another site. In the process, my friend lost 1 leg of his shoe because his leg entered a quagmire and the leg started going down. So we jacked him up, and then 1 shoe was inside. We worked there for 2 days. Then we now went to look for white paper and write lesson teacher. So what Jesus used to help us was that we eventually got lesson teachers. I was in a relationship that time. So my young lady's mommy called me from Ibadan and said, Tolu, I said, I'm fine. See, you are not sounding well. I said, Mommy, there's no money and we can't call him again. We have stressed him. So she sent us 10,000 naira. That's how we finished project. If you are hustling to get money for project now, I know where you are. So if I tell you hold on, you can't kick at God because of those things. We have trekked before. I don't think you have half trekked my distances. We have trekked. There's nobody who knows me now here. Is there? Okay, stand. You know Pakungu. When you drop at Pakungu, do you know where the Chanchaga roundabout is? Along that line, that's where the NECO office is. You old NECO office. From that place, I will trek to FUT Mina. I'll just keep going. And if you come close to me, that's how I'm going. I will turn to school. That's what I used my misery to do, to build capacity in the spirit. Why am I going to NECO office? My auntie lives there. I'm just going to eat. You know, when you finish the food, before you get back to school, tired, the food will have digested. You will have forgotten that you ate. That's how I walk through school. It can't be like that again. It can't be like that again. You are not called to replicate that process, because some of us had to go through it so that you will not. But you will go through a type of your own. It is so that for a generation you can embody graces, enduring graces. You can't give what you don't have. If you've not suffered before, you can't bring succor to people when they are suffering. That's what the Bible says. Blessed be God who comforted us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort others in their troubles with the comfort that we have received from Him. You don't pray into that grace, you endure into it. So a young lady met me yesterday, said, I want a double of what is on your life. I said, this is the anointing and years of pain. I can only ask him, that he ensures that your journey from milestone to milestone is accurate, because at every milestone there is a distribution of grace. You won't die here.